Hello, I'm Geoff Woods, and I'm announcing our candidacy to the U.S. House of Representatives in Congressional District 6. This is not about me. This is about us. This is about all of us. This is about Len Clark running for the United States Senate. This is about Talia Fuentes running for U.S. House of Representatives in CD5. This is about all of us fighting for all of us, not just the few. This isn't about the Wall Street executives. This isn't about Walmart, Monsanto, McDonald's, the war profiteers, the prison profiteers, the pharmaceutical cartel. This is about you. This is about African Americans who built this country on their backs. Meanwhile, once we abolished slavery, we made an exception, except for punishment of a crime. We turned our plantations into prisons, and we turned the slave patrol into the police force. The numbers bear that out. Why is it that young black men are 21 times more likely to be killed when they're unarmed than the rest of the population? Why is it that African Americans are 4 times more likely to be arrested, convicted, and incarcerated for marijuana possession? This is also about the natives. This was their land. And now we're trying to steal more of it from them and from the San Carlos Apache. We're trying to take their land and sell it to a foreign mining company. Shame on you, John McCain. Shame on you, Ann Kirkpatrick. Native Americans deserve respect on the res and off the res. This is also about our Latino and migrant brothers and sisters. We must stop breaking up families. We must give undocumented dreamers access to student loans. And we must stop the detention and deportation system. There are countless people who have died in detention just waiting to be deported. That's unacceptable. This is also about single parents. How do you afford daycare and diapers on low income? It's nearly impossible. We have a system here with food stamps where you can buy Red Bull with your EBT card, but you can't get diapers. What's wrong with that? Why aren't we supporting single parents and their children? They have some of the toughest paths to a good life that any of us face in America. I'm here for the middle class. The middle class has been disappearing. Is there even a middle class anymore? I remember 10 years ago, it seemed like everyone was doing okay. The financial crash hits, we all lose our houses, our retirement, and as soon as everything recovers, where does all that money go? It didn't go to us. It went all to the top. 95% of all new income since the financial crash of 2008 has gone to the top 1%. We need a recovery too. I'm doing this for small business owners. I've been a small business owner. I know how it is. You've got lots of taxes, licenses, regulations. Meanwhile, your competitors, the big corporations, they send all of our jobs overseas where there's no taxes, where there's no regulations, and there isn't a fair marketplace. We have trouble getting capital. We have trouble competing in a global marketplace that is fixed against us. Because if you're working right now 40, 50 hours a week and you want to get out of that hamster wheel, the best way to do that is start your own business. And we're not able to do that because we don't have access to the things that the larger corporations do. We're doing this for the retirees. Everyone who's barely getting by on their Social Security. Some people are actually cutting their pills in half because they can't even afford the prescriptions. This is unacceptable. We need to take care of retirees. We're doing this for the veterans. They go over and fight for us, and when they come back, how do we treat them? A lot of times they end up on the streets, homeless, suffering from PTSD. Even people who don't end up homeless, are seeking treatment for things and they have to wait forever. Our VA is a disgrace in Phoenix. This is unacceptable. We can't just expect people to serve tour after tour after tour, going over there to fight for us, and then when they come back, we can't turn our backs on them. We're doing this for the voters of Arizona. We've been robbed. The long lines, changed registration. This is unacceptable. This is supposed to be the home of democracy in the world. We try to spread democracy to other countries that don't have it. And how can we do that when we don't even really have a democracy in our own country? We're doing this for the LGBT. All this nonsense about bathrooms is ridiculous. If you feel, whatever gender you identify with, use that bathroom. We don't need police to police our bathrooms. Marriage equality should be for all of us, not just straight people. If you love someone, you should be able to join that person in the partnership of marriage. I'm not only talking to LGBT, we're also talking to students. Students have it horrible these days, especially in higher ed. Tuition costs for public universities have skyrocketed. Even in the 10 years since I've graduated, they've almost tripled. And a lot of people right now are not even going to college because they know they can't afford to get out of all that debt that they'll incur while they're going to college. So we need free public education for all United States citizens and dreamers. We need to forgive student debts as well. We're doing this for poor white people. Poor white people, we're the forgotten oppressed. No one talks about our plight. And what happens is we get fooled by these demagogues who use scapegoats to try to put the pressure on groups that have nothing to do with your problems. We need to focus our energy on the real problem, the oligarchs, the people who control our socio-political and economic world. We are the 99%, and we have some choice words for all you oligarchs trying to control our lives. We're coming for you. And you have a couple choices. You got peace or you got pitchforks. You decide.